Hello, World Tank Blitzers. It's a Littlefinger. Happy Friday, January 21st, as we're motoring through the first month of 2020. Update 8.7 dropped this week. How are you enjoying these Soviet light tanks? This is just what the game needs. I'll do a separate video on Update 8.7. But as we are getting close to the end of the month, have to talk about Operation Cold Front here. This is for the Cryos. One could argue a very upgraded Panzer IV. Been doing some really big damage games in it. One of the best Battle Pass tanks that has been out there. And you obviously can get all of that plus everything on top and below the line here for $5. A little bit late in the month to start trying that. And so hopefully those of you that have gotten it or those that are close, just wanted to remind you to clean out your vaults once you get those filled at the end of the month. I also have on my desktop or a garage here the gold box offer. Your amount may vary, so just take the amount, 16,000 divided by $20, and you're going to see you're going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $750, $850, but obviously a very good deal for gold to buy straight up. There's also another great way to get gold. I'll talk about that first before we get into anything else. A 10-day subscription. Downside to this is you have to come in and claim it every day, so you're going to have to log in for 10 days straight. However, this is $5 for 5,000 gold and 50,000 free XP. 1,000 gold per dollar. Best deal out there right now. So jump on that if you're looking to get some gold. Like I said, downside, have to log in every day to claim it. So, we'll talk about the 121B and the 121B container as they are both right here under the offer section. Typically, I don't talk about tanks first. 15,000 gold for the 121B equates right now, if we're using 750 gold per dollar, to $20 for a tier 10 medium tank. Not the greatest, not the worst. I enjoy playing this tank with its great mobility, super accurate gun, and yeah, it does have a little bit of troll armor, rounded turret, nice slope frontal armor, so you can get a few bounces, and you know, it's gold. It looks pretty damn cool too. So really not a bad deal. Next to it for $25, which I think is obviously a little bit worse of a deal, you either get a 25% chance of getting the 121B without the camo or without anything attached to it, or 8,500 gold, a 75% chance to get that. So that's not a great, I think it's like $350 dollar to gold ratio there, so not a good deal. And really, you know, since you can buy gold for $750 to $1,000 per dollar right now, this is the better deal over this container. All right, so they've combined the premium pass and the extended pass here into one icon. Obviously, that is to get everything below the two lines on the battle pass. So obviously, a little bit late in the month to start that, as the battle pass makes you come back every day and complete your missions in order to progress up the levels to get to all of the goodies that are in there. So wanted to go ahead and I'll go ahead and talk about Squad of Strangers. This to me is an intriguing offer because these boxes guarantee you of getting a tank. What I do want to point out here, outside of the price of $45, that would be 33,000 gold if you're buying it for 750, but 8,400 gold per box, and you're going to get a tier 5 through tier 8. So average 8,400 gold per crate. Seems a little bit high for a tier 5, tier 6, even tier 7. It's a decent price if you get a good tier 8. Now listen out here. You can look at the list of tanks in here, and it's not a super huge list of tanks. So you get a decent idea of what you're going to get. But what I want to point out is I haven't been able to find a lucky 9 or lucky 10 container, because we have had several new tier 8 media or premium tanks, I should say. Panzer, Borask, the LT, they are not in this list. And so if you're a person like me that has collected a lot of tanks, and you're looking for some of those new tanks, just beware that those newer tanks have not been added to these lucky containers. And if anyone knows where we can find what's in a lucky 9 or lucky 10, because the way these work on the lucky 5 is if you pull one of these tanks that you already have, you get a lucky 6 container. If you open the lucky 6 container, I guess that's why they're called lucky. If you open the lucky 6 container and you get a tank that you already have, you get a lucky 7, and so on, all the way up to tier 10. The downside, I believe, at tier 10, if you pull a tank that you already have, you're going to get silver out of it and not gold. So that is the downside, and why I'm really can't do those, because I have 95% of the tanks out there. I'm pretty much guaranteed to get to a level lucky 10 container and end up with silver. So not a great conversion for me, certainly. So here is a subscription for gold. Again, one of the best deals. Did want to mention here this 50 rare combat boosters for silver. Anytime I see anything for silver in the store, I'm gonna buy it, because I'm in a position here where I don't need to buy any tanks, and I'm just accumulating 335 million silver. I really don't have anything to spend it on. So anytime I see anything for silver in here, I am buying it. So if you're in that position, obviously if you're grinding tanks and need it to buy tanks, you wouldn't want to spend it just on boosters. We don't buy gold. We don't use gold to buy boosters ever. So just make sure and be aware of that. And then on these offers here, 375 gold per dollar. No thanks. It's not a good deal right now. Pass on all of these. Excuse me. And so now we can talk about the tanks. We've already talked about the 121B being a decent offer. Not great, not horrible tank. $25 here. That works out to be 18,750 gold at 750 gold per dollar. You've got two similar playstyle tanks, which I don't like when they bundle those together. The E25 at tier 7, and then the Kanonen here at tier 8. I love both of these tanks. They are fun to play. They're a little bit different in playstyle, which to me makes this a decent deal. I still think, though, you are overpaying for the Kanonen right now, just because it hasn't been for sale that often. There are 3 containers here for TD Invasion. Haven't seen TD Invasion before, but what I wanted to point out, you see the Badger. You've got you could get another Kanonen. That's wonderful. 10% drop chance on these. I believe I read. Yep, 10% drop chance. So, a little less, 25% chance maybe roughly that you're going to get a TD out of that bundle as well. 30 days of premium. You've got the 2 emoji attachments, 5x boosters, so, and 9 the equipment slots unlocked. So it's a lot in this package. I do still think it's a little bit high to be paying for the Kanonen, but if I didn't have either of these tanks, it would be certainly an offer that I would consider. Obviously, I'd pass here on the T7057 and T127. Really, the only thing that's worthy of this is buying it and selling it for the gold, but I think Wargaming's picked up on that scheme. 1,800 gold for $3, so 600 gold there. Again, not horrible deal for a trade of gold. you're going to end up with 2 extra garage slots if you do that. Smashing platoon, we've seen this before, the IS-2Sh and the Chrysler K. Did want to point out that this comes with the camo on the Chrysler K, which is pretty neat looking camo. Just note back here on this area, because there's also the attachment here for the Vanguard, which adds in that little flag there. So that is a little bit different, just because the tank, the Chrysler K, sells by itself. Actually, it does have both of those attachments. I take that back. If I were to buy this, I would go ahead and just buy the Chrysler K by itself. The IS-2Sh is just useless compared to after you've played the Chrysler K, which has so much more mobility, has better armor. They've increased the pen on it, so it's a more accurate gun. This gun trolls you, and it's a slower tank. And to be honest, the Chrysler K is just so much better. And obviously, you can, Wargaming knows that. They're both tier 8 tanks, and yet they're selling this one for 1,500 more gold. So Chrysler K all the way. I would skip on that bundle there. The Object 907. The price is still very high here. Obviously, this is the first time it's been for sale. 25,000 gold. It is a wonderful tank. I have really enjoyed it. We talked about the mystery box and the fact that you can get a certificate for an additional tank, or you can get additional gold out of this. My first 5 boxes, I got 200 gold, which is a 7% drop chance. Now, there's an order in there to win 50 battles in 10 days. I completed that, and I seriously lucked out, guys, and got 5,000 gold, a 0.15% chance. So I ended up paying a little less than 20,000 gold for this, which certainly makes me happy. I think that's a much more reasonable deal for this tank. But outside of that, in those 10 mystery boxes, I really didn't get anything worthwhile. So just keep that in mind. Price will obviously come down the next time it hits stores. The elusive LT-432. The first introduction really to these light tanks a few months ago was in crates. This is the first time it's been for sale. 3 mystery boxes. So the price is high. Go ahead and play the tech tree tanks now that they're out. Don't waste your money on this tank, because I promise you, this tank should be around 7,500 gold, half of this price. So just wait for it. It'll come back. I'm sure, word's out. Probably didn't sell great. It'll be back, and you'll get it for a much better deal. We talked about the Feline family. We got a bunch of Panthers and Tigers here. So tier 6 Tiger 131, lovely tank, iconic, good mobility, good armor, good gun, but it is tier 6. Panther M10, a little bit slower, decent armor, good gun on it. Tier 7, the tier 8 Panther 88 is a really fun tank to play. Of the 3, the Panther is probably the best, tier for tier, that is. So I would recommend, just if you're looking for the tank, buying the Panther by itself for 5,000, or the Tiger 131 for 2,000. Panther M10 I'm not a big fan of, so I would pass on that. Again, hopefully, guys, you've still got some opportunities to buy gold for 2x normal 350, which makes it 700 gold per dollar, because that's kind of what I've been basing all of my pricing on as we go through the conversions from dollars to gold. Premium time, make sure you're always running premium time. You can get that for pretty cheap along the way. That really helps out with the grinding of the credits and XP as you go along. Interesting, they have taken away, it was there yesterday, videos. There was a crate, you could watch 2 videos and open it up for additional things inside. Not sure why that's disappeared. But anyway, let's see if there's any other containers. You know, you can buy the containers individually here. So, you know, it may be beneficial, like on the Lucky 7, if you have all of these tanks and you know you're going to get a Lucky 6, maybe even a Lucky 7, to go ahead and purchase the $8 tank or crate, knowing that you're going to get up to an 8, 9, or 10 or something. But outside of that, you know, the price is fairly high on those crates. So that's the store, guys. Yeah, it's back to playing Soviet light tanks this week. We'll get some nice reviews out, and I hope you're having fun. You stuck with me. Again, sorry, guys, we did not meet the number of subscribers to do the giveaway. I'll have to think of something to finally guarantee a giveaway, because I do feel bad, but it was one of those things where you had to do your part, and I had to get those subscribers out of these videos. So with that, have fun out there, stay safe, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.